Good morning, everybody. What do you think of my hair? Isn't it like so amazing? Am I right? Yeah. So I just thought I would get on here and show you. Just kidding. So we're going to see if the person that dared me to do this shows up today or not. Don't dare me with a good time. Oh yeah, because I just might do it. All right, people. I spent some time cleaning up my desk last night and prepping for today. And, I just thought, aside from making art today, it might actually be kind of cool to look at some of the pieces we've made together over the last month, because we have made a lot of art together this last month, and it is pretty cool. Now, I had this pile here just because some of the sticky stuff, I just wanted to put some more gold foil over so it would stop sticking together and ruining it. But look, we've got this piece, we've got this piece, we've got this piece, which again would look better if it didn't have gold foil all over it. And then of course we've got some pieces there. But look at this big old stack of art that we have made together. Isn't this incredible? Like, look at all this. Well, we didn't make this one together. That one I think I did right before I started going live. And these were just swatches. Okay, let's try that again. Look at all of this art we have done together, you guys. Do you remember this one with the art paste that they sent me? Amazing. I love that one. We've done some easy watercolor roses. We've done some more in-depth type I don't know if you would call these mums or peonies. We did this cute little stingray that matches our cute little whimsical whale. We did a random moon looking thing. We've done lavender. We've done peonies. We've done abstracts. More abstracts. Botanical abstracts, more botanical abstracts. These are not for you guys. We've done mark making abstracts. This is also not for you guys. We've done how to do trees. We did this one last week, which was a cordyline abstract. We've done more peony abstracts. We did a doodle Bible. We did another moon thing that ended up looking more like a petri dish of mold. We did some roses and washes. We did some 5-petal flowers. We did this one, which was lovingly called Amoeba Dance. We did this one, which didn't end up turning out, but it was such a fun experiment. We did this collage. We did this mixed media piece. We did this ocean piece. We did this loose floral watercolor. And second to last, this gouache piece, and then the one whose namesake will always be remembered by my following, which is this one is called If You Know, You Know Jack, because this is the one that was my initial ban on TikTok that I was very upset about. Luckily, I appealed it and they gave me my access back. But anyway, for those of you that were not there, like I said, it's called If You Know, You Know for a reason. So if you weren't there, you wouldn't know. But I just thought it would be cool to take a look at all this art that we've made together over the last month and just, look at it and be like, yes. Oh, and there's a couple more, actually. There's this that we still haven't finished. Good morning, Smile. Nice to see you here. Do you like my hair? Isn't it like so amazing? I'm waiting for the person who dared me to do it to show up, and we'll see if they do. And then we did this one, which I still need to add another flower to, but I stopped going live at night, every night. And so I was saving this for them, but I'm thinking now maybe I just need to do it on another live. I was thinking about doing it today, actually, but I don't know that I feel like it. Right? Don't I look like I'm like a 20-year-old, wannabe anime girl? So stupid looking. But anyway, So I thought, since I cleaned my office a bit, that this would just be fun to take a quick peek at while I had it out. And this morning, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to work on. So I had a couple of ideas. One was we could do another watercolor. Yeah, thank you. Another is we could do another watercolor. I have so much more paper than this, so have no fear. This is not my last piece of paper. We could explore some gouache. We could explore some more mixed media. We could explore some more collage. We could do, what was the other one? Oh, I found some, excuse me, with all my board games that I was reviewing for Amazon. I found, is it up here? No. I found some little canvases that I was actually looking for another live. And they're like those tiny, like, they're almost like super thin canvases. Pull these off. That I thought I just didn't have any more of, but it turns out I do. So I was thinking another thing we could consider doing. Apparently I just really like the 8x8 square. What is this, 8x8, I think? Yeah. So I have these. We could do, oh, I could do a greeting card. Oh yeah, we did that on a live too. But I already mailed those off. So I was thinking if you wanted to, we could bring back the art paste, maybe do some acrylic. I don't know. I'm kind of game for whatever you guys want to see. So, you know, let me know. I think there's only like 2 of you here right now. So I know I was a little late getting on this morning. My son forgot his bag of dry clothes and a towel for his field day today. So I had to, I walked in the door after I dropped them off. I was about to do my normal morning routine. And then all of a sudden I look at him, or I look at the counter. I'm like, dang it, now I got to go back out again. So that's why I was late. Alcohol ink. I do have some alcohol inks. It's in the garage if you want to hang out for a second while I go grab them. It's messy, and I'm not very good at it, but I'm always about exploring. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, I did find some paper for alcohol inks that I had bought years ago. Alcohol ink paper. So I got that out with the anticipation of doing that. The only thing I will say is that I typically use a respirator because it is very stinky. And it's, you know, probably best that I don't sit there and smell it. But I also can't smell a darn thing, and my ear still feels like I'm talking like this. So everybody, it's funny when everybody around me is listening to me talk, they're like, can you talk quieter? I'm like, I can't tell how loud I'm talking. But I'd be down for alcohol ink. I think that'd be fun. Let's see here. Watercolor stenciling. We did do some of that. I don't think I have exciting stencils. Like, I've done some stencil work with it, but it's not all that exciting. I don't know. Maybe. Like, I did this thing where I did some gesso with some instant coffee and some stencils that I had, but it was okay. It just wasn't my favorite. Oh, itchy eye. Okay. I think we should do the alcohol ink. I think that would be really fun. So let me run out to my garage really quick. It's just around the corner. So don't go anywhere. I don't have any coffee filters, but I've also never heard of that. I am interested. Tell me more about that in just a second. Or type it in the chat and I'll read it when I get back. 1 second. Okay, got my stuff. I'm coming. I'm here. Oh, and we have a few more people here too. Oh, photo paper? Honestly, I don't know. I have only done alcohol ink a few times over the years. I found it very hard to control personally. And I think it was more, sorry, I'm so out of breath still from this illness. I found it very difficult to control. And at the time it was really just a hobby. So I didn't really do much in terms of like, you know, exploring beyond what I was interested in exploring. And then I never picked it up again. But I have watched a lot. I know people use brushes a lot. I used to also have a blow dryer thing, which I don't know that I have anymore, that would blow cool air instead of hot air so that it wouldn't dry quite as fast, which I don't have here. I don't even know if I have that thing anymore, and if I did, I have no idea where it would be. But I know some people will use like Yupo paper, but I think for this, it's just a matte but very smooth paper. So I'm going to bring my brushes in just in case we decide to use any brushes. Move this over here. And I think for the rest of this, let's bring in some Q-tips just in case. And I know technically, again, I would be using a respirator. And I know even though I can't smell it, it can still damage my brain cells. But do you see my hair? My brain cells are already damaged, people. Anyway. All right. So let me grab a bottle because actually years ago when I bought these bottles, Lauren in colors, when I bought these, Smiles like, please use a respirator. I actually do have one on my wall, but then I can't talk to you guys. So I actually bought these bottles for doing alcohol inks. And now I have a different bottle that I bought that came in the mail yesterday or day before yesterday. So I'll fill this up with some regular rubbing alcohol. This is 90% isopropyl. Yes, I'll open a window. That's a good idea. And I got my fan. I'll turn it on a little higher. And then let me try to just pour some of this in here. Probably not going to go super well, but that's okay. I'll do it right there because I don't have a funnel. I'll have to find one because I know I have one upstairs somewhere that's really tiny. Came with one of my nasal rinses after my sinus surgery last year. I had to get these like capsules that they like, oh no, my glove is caught. There we go. I had to get like these capsules that you break open and pour into your sinus rinse. And they gave me like these cute little, just these little funnels. And I don't know. I never used them. All right, let me open the window. You guys get to see the side of my neighbor's house. Our houses are super close together. But that just means less yard to have to take care of, which I'm good with. That's why we bought in this neighborhood when we did. Okay, here we go. You guys excited? I'm excited too. All right, cheers. I have a whole bag of stuff over here. My favorite is using gold. I don't even know what I've got anymore. I love fuchsia. I love violet. I love manganese blue. We'll do some navy blue. Ooh, maybe some ruby red, poppy red, hot pink. I don't think we need the white. Oh, we got a blue green. Turquoise is always a good one. Sapphire, I think, is empty. Rose. Let's see, we got a yellow up in here. Yep, lemon. We've got some terracotta. We got all sorts of good stuff up in here. Sunset. Magenta. Orchid. Oh, I love orchid. I forgot I had that one. Coffee. Probably won't use that one. Let's see. Marigold. Ooh, this one's a pretty one too. This is parakeet green. We got some black. Probably won't use this time. Lime. Okay. And emerald green. All right, now let me see if in this very messy bag, you see how messy this is? Something clearly exploded a long time ago. I used these for my, oh, there's one. I used these for my resin when I had so many left over that I didn't do anything with them. So let me see if any of these are even any good anymore. That one looks like it's still good. That one's a rose gold. This one is a pearl, I think. Yep. Let's see another. This is a copper. And so my favorite gold was the Pinata brand. You guys just know how much I love my golds, right? All right, I don't think I have it anymore. So look at my gloves already. All right, let's see here. I just got a bunch of metallics. Ooh, jealous. I've always wanted to try alcohol inks, but need to wait until I move this summer. Where are you moving to this summer? Where do you live right now? Oh, wait. Were you the one that's moving from, was it Pennsylvania to California? I have somebody that stopped by at some point that's moving from either New York or Pennsylvania to California. All right, here we go. I kind of feel like I want to swatch them just to see, but I also just want to jump in and get started. So I think I'm just going to jump in and get started. Okay, so this is my little bottle of alcohol just to help spread things around a bit. So I think what I'm going to start with is this manganese blue. You guys know how much I love the blues. So it's all dirty. Okay. All right. So let's start by just adding nothing because this one hasn't even been opened yet. It's always something, you guys. I don't even know if I have anything to open it with. So I'll just grab this thing. Usually I have like a little pin that I use. Hopefully it doesn't go everywhere. We'll find out. I'm just going to cover the top with paper towel just in case. Don't even know if I got it. Let's see. Look at that. Didn't even get it. It was so close. All right, this is how I'm doing it, you guys. I got a paper towel. Yep, okay, got it that time because it's already all over the paper towel. And now on my leg. On my shorts. Here we go. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to put a couple drops and then add some alcohol. Ooh, it's so pretty already, you guys. Good morning, Cat Mama. Yeah, I have a straight pin somewhere. I just don't feel like digging for it because it's over here somewhere and I have to move a bunch of stuff. How are you this morning, Cat Mama? Okay, shoot. What are we thinking so far, everybody? Should I zoom in so you can see it better? I feel like I should. So I'm going to make this look real wonky for a sec. It does, doesn't it? I've not done this in years, so we're trying it out. There we go. Does that look good, Smile? All right, let's bring in some turquoise. Okay, perfect. All right, apparently I haven't opened this one yet either, so let's go in with this bad boy right here and wrap it here. Okay. Love me some turquoise. Let's see what kind of colors we can bring in here. We have the alcohol pearl. We have the copper. Let's try the copper. This thing is so messy, you guys. Let me shake it up real good first. Oh yeah. Yeah, I would not handle these things without gloves. Too messy. Open. So to speak. I'm still waiting for JRW to show up because I did this hair on her dare and it looks stupid AF. And she was supposed to show up and she's not here. Maybe if I talk about her, she'll show up because that seems to be what usually happens. You know, I'm looking at this now and I feel like copper may not be the way to go, but let's just try it and see. All right, so I'm going to just put a couple dots in some places here. And then let's maybe add a couple here. Move these here. I'm gonna just kind of spread the alcohol out. And you know what? Let's experiment with a brush. The buns keep life whimsy. Well, it's a joke because she watches this girl on YouTube and she's like, she always sends me this girl's videos and she's like, I think the only thing you're missing are the buns and the bangs. And I was like, hold my iced minty lemonade, girl. And so this morning she's like, I dare you. And I was like, you better get on and watch it then. Well, so far I don't see her. All right, here we go. Let's see what this ends up looking like. I see some purple bits in there somehow. I'm guessing those are just residual from whatever fell on the paper. And some bright pink right there. I'm not hating the copper. Lori, thank you. Watercolor chick. I think so. Yeah. I think her name's Watercolor Chick. Because she's been like watching her to try to like just kind of learn more abstract ways of doing like simple watercolors. And so sometimes she'll send it to me and she's like, I don't know why this makes my brain hurt. And so she'll send it to me and the girl always has her hair like this and like long and like these two things going right here. And I'm like, excuse me. She's like, I think you're just missing the buns and the things, Jen. And I'm like, hold my minty iced lemonade. I got you, boo. Yeah, I'm like, whatever. I got this. I don't know that they're actually really cute on me. I look like a middle-aged wannabe. Thanks for the gifts, Lori. It's really funny. I'm like, look, I'm here for a good time. I don't give a crap, you know? That's one of the things about becoming middle-aged and not caring. It just is fun to not care. Which, if you've seen my video that Lori's talking about, which is the float video that I did for Amazon for a Creator Connections campaign that I am doing. I did this stupid video for this float that they sent me. And they literally said, I know, right? Princess Leia. They literally said, I'm going to actually put some alcohol down first. They said, can you please show somebody having fun with the float? Because I think what a lot of people do is they will end up just like inflating it, showing how to inflate it, and then like just showing that it looks pretty or whatever. And then nobody ends up actually like seeing how it's used in a pool. So they asked me to do that. And well, they don't obviously know Florida Jen very well. So, so Florida Jen does what Florida Jen does best. And here's the thing, like, things are only fun when you do them like you did when you were a kid. So pool floats as an adult are boring. Pool floats when you were a kid are endless entertainment. So I went the endless entertainment route, guys. And I made the most ridiculous float video you ever did see. And I sold one, and it was awesome. I wish I sold more. But so far, people love the video, but they're not buying the float. It might still be a little too cold for a lot of people, but whatever. Okay, I'm loving this combination so far. So right now I'm just kind of getting down a base of colors. And then I think what I'll do is go in with a brush later on and kind of brush in some sort of design, I don't know. And maybe add some like flecks of alcohol to kind of bring out some of those bubbles that people like to see in the alcohol inks. Yeah, like a pool float. Like if you go to my feed, you'll see a ridiculous, I think the last one I posted was me literally doing the salmon like this onto the float. It's hysterical. I love it. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to start moving in over here just a little bit so that we can start filling in. I love how this turned out, you guys. This is so pretty. The layering with the blue and then into the turquoise and then the copper. Oh, I love it. Okay, but I do want to bring in some pinks. Maybe a little bit more of the turquoise. Oh, but look at this lime green. I kind of want some lime green too. I could see using fine ink pens. Yeah, you could do that too. The possibilities are endless. Let's see what this lime green looks like, everybody. Here we go. Tell you what, before I do that, I'm going to get this. Oh, you can see some of the pink that's already on the paper from these little crummies that fell on it. And I'm going to just put some green over here. And then we'll add some of this manganese blue. And I'm going to drop it like on top and then do a couple around. And then let's add some turquoise to the centers of those. And let's see what the hot pink will do to it, since we already have pink on this side anyway. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of hot pink throughout that. And then, of course, bring in the copper just to the centers of these. And then before I hit it with the heat gun, I just kind of want to spread it out a little bit. Oh, look at that, you guys. So pretty. All right, here we go. Ready? Laura Odom. Oh, I thought that said Lauren Odom. I thought that was my dear friend Lauren. I'm like, no, you found me. You found me on the Tiki-Talkies. I'm going to add a little bit more because I want this to spread out more. I feel like this side is kind of turning more into a muddy mess than I had hoped. So let's maybe add some more of that green that we wanted to see. Me. Okay, I don't love that. So before it dries, I'm going to take this. It screams unconditional love. So I'm just going to take this. We're going to do some wipeage. I know everybody's going to be mad at me for doing this, but it has to happen because I don't like it. And if I don't like it, then I don't like it. Okay, this isn't going as well as I had hoped. Maybe it's the paper, maybe it's Maybelline, I don't know. Okay. Now, bring me the peacock. Bring me the turquoise. Bring me the manganese blue. And maybe a little bit of that lemon too. And that's marigold. Where's the lemon? Lemon's not open. But it's about to be open for business. Okay, probably overdid it. Don't care. Now let's try. Yeah, I already added more alcohol to it. Loving this part, so I'm going to try to salvage that a bit. I'm not too worried about these little crumblies. I think I can pick those off. I'm not sure. I like smiles like, oh no! It's all good. Okay, one thing to note is that apparently that paper towel scratches the paper. I can see it right there, so don't use paper towel and don't try to wipe it up like Jen is trying to do. Q-tips are probably good too. I do have some here. All right, so the good news is that I have this whole pack of paper right here. So we're gonna try again, because Jen doesn't like this. Jen ruined it. Good job, Jen. All right, round two, are we ready? Just make sure I'm actually using the right side. I think I am. Or maybe it doesn't matter what side you use. I just kind of pulled it out and hoped for the best. All right, let's try this again. So we started, I think, with the manganese blue, which was over here. Over here. Oh no, it was the, yeah, manganese blue. This one. I'm gonna bring this back just for visual reference. You see a face. Hopefully not a creepy one. All right, so this one, I think we just kind of went like this or something, and then did some of this to move it along. And then we'll just kind of hit it like this. I'm gonna add a little bit more because I do want some areas that are a bit darker, and I feel like I'm losing some of that darkness. Smile, good call on the alcohol ink this morning. How did you know I had alcohol ink? Cat Mama, copper. I do have copper. That's not how I started that last one. I was layering first with this color. So I'm trying to kind of mimic what I was doing. Let's see how well it goes. Yeah, I know what you mean. It does get expensive. But like I said, I've had this stuff for years. So I don't mind playing with it because it's really no skin off my bum. But I certainly remember a time when it was new to me and I felt like I was ruining it constantly. So yeah. Not on the first one. The first blue, I didn't add copper to. This one I did. This was the turquoise that I added copper to, but this first blue one I didn't. I added it when I added this second layer of purple to. And I can't remember if I did the alcohol first on that one either. I think I might have, so I'm just gonna lay that down first. And then we'll go in with the turquoise. We'll add some color. And then this goes inside of that. Okay, I don't like that you're going to the edge because you are going to get on me and I do not want that. Hi, Katie. We are doing alcohol inks today, girlfriend. That's Smile's request. I do think I used a little too much ink in this area on the turquoise compared to the last one. It's a little darker. I don't think I mind it so much. I mean, obviously no two alcohol ink paintings are going to be the same. But I think with alcohol ink, it's very similar to watercolor in that there really isn't a lot of control, and you have to let go of the control to some extent. You know what I mean? Yeah. Wabi sabi. Katie, Jill dared me to do this, and she didn't show up this morning. So I'm mad at her. I'm just kidding. I'm not mad at her. All right. So let's see here. I'm trying to remember how I did this part over here. If I put the alcohol down first, I don't know that I did because I want to say I see some of where I dropped it here, but I also see what looks like clear alcohol marks here. So I think I'll just go ahead and drop some over here. And for that, I used the navy blue, which I've knocked over here. Awesome. And we're just going to let that drip. And then we'll go over here with this. Some sparkle. Oh, that was way too much, girlfriends. And I think we used orchid. Where's my orchid? Where did I put it? What did I do with it? Is this it? Nope. Where did I put? Oh, here it is. I think it was orchid anyway. We're about to find out. Ooh, look at all that ink. That's a lot of ink. Okay, so before I get this going on with the heat, I'm going to just spread it out a bit. There we go. Oh, this is caught. I do think I want some more of that navy blue so it's less purple. I'm just going to add a little bit more of that. And then maybe just a little bit more of that manganese blue, so it kind of blends a little bit better with what's next to it. And just a little bit more alcohol as well. I don't want it to overtake what we've done here, so I'm trying to keep it a little bit on the outskirts. But I think I do want it to come out a little bit more and kind of feather. Yeah. I love the way it looks like it kind of just fades in from there. Don't love this, but you know, you can't win them all. Yes, this is exactly what Trust the Process is all about. That gold screen let me shine. It sure did. It's like, hey, look at me. I'm here. I don't care what you think. I'm here to stay. Like Christina said, I'm here to stay. Gonna keep on doing my thing. All right. Now we're going to come back over here. And again, I'm going to add some alcohol first. And I'm really just going to kind of saturate that side. I'm already out. I need to fill that back up. Let's do the lime green again. And this time we're not going to ruin it. Let's add some lemon around it instead of in the center of it. Get some gold up in there. I'll do it in the green. Just a little bit. Okay, maybe just a little down here too. All right, let's add one more. Maybe this blue-green. Oh, parakeet green, I forgot. That one's nice too. That just sprayed everywhere. Sweet! All right. Now let's see what happens. The alcohol's already drying, so we're gonna just grab this little guy right here. I'm gonna open this. I have no idea because I can't smell a dang thing. I have not been able to smell anything for weeks. But my asthma's okay. So far, so good. Oof, so messy. Okay, I can already tell I'm not going to like this color. But we're going to go with it. Trust the process. And now my gloved fingers are getting pink on everything. So this will be maybe kind of a base. And we'll add some more teal, I think, on it to make it look less like it looks right now. All right. Now, I need to clean up this little mess on my desk over here because it's going to drive me crazy. Because I'm just going to end up getting pink on everything. And ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, there goes the blue now too. All right. Now, let me grab some more paper towel. Could you imagine how dried out your hands would get if you did this without gloves? Seriously. My hands would never forgive me. I just don't like the green. Yeah, like a desert, like alligator skin, like snake skin, you know. Okay, so I think this bottle looks good again. Now let's just try to clean up my hands a bit. Or, tell you what, I'll just grab a new pair of gloves because I can. All right. Ta-da! Look how clean. Okay. I know I'm not coughing from the alcohol. You guys know I've been coughing for weeks. Okay, so we're going to layer again because you guys know I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I'm going to get this wet. It's going to kind of go towards the center, so I'm going to just keep it out here. Let's go in with the turquoise because that'll kind of blend in with the green and the yellow. And then let's also add a little bit of the navy blue, just a little. And then maybe, let's try some of the hot pink, because I think we had tried that a little bit. But because it already has these splatters of hot pink in it, I figure we should probably just make it look a little bit more intentional. I'm not hating this. Yeah, I'm going to do something here because I don't like that. I don't mind the green showing up over there. I just feel like with how light it is in this area, it kind of feels like a forgotten spot. That's okay, Katie. You take care of your family, babe. Can I just call you babe? That's what I call my kids. I'm sorry. You take care of your family, boo. There we go. You guys know I say boo all the time. Okay. So now let's just add some over here. And I think for this, I'm going to keep it on the navy side. But I do really like the pink, but I think let's try some fuchsia. Yeah, it probably makes it a lot easier when it's just one. I also don't really mind this green showing through. Like I said, I just wanted it to not feel like it was empty right there. Now, I think we have some cool stuff going on here. But you know, Number one, Jen doesn't leave well enough alone. And Jen loves to play. Everybody, Smile says, just curious about the people that are on here. What do you do for a living? I do memory care activity, I think is probably what you mean. Thank you, Cece's mom. But we are not even close to done yet. As much as I like this, we have some fun to do with it. Ta-da! All right, now we're going to take a brush and some alcohol, and we are going to play a bit. It is shiny. Yeah. All right. Gonna decide which brush I want to do. I'm thinking probably one that holds a lot of water. So like this maybe. And I think I'm going to use my little turtle, but I don't remember. Oh, my little turtle's under there. Okay. Let me grab my little turtle. So I'm going to use my little turtle and do that. So you guys hop in the chat and let Smile know what you all do for a living. I do nothing except Amazon reviews and unemployed freeloading. Thanks. All right, so first things first, a lot of people like to do something where they kind of splatter some alcohol ink around. So I'm just going to get my fingers damp and do that. And now you can see, okay, hang on, you can't see. Let me bring it closer. Do you see all those little circles that just got made? You want to see it up close and personal? Here we go. Here we go. Ready? I'll do it from the side. Do you see all that now? You see all of it? Coming to life? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You see it? Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to do one more so you can see it over here. Look at all that. So pretty. My camera's out of focus, Lori. I actually have been pretty impressed because I don't think my camera's been dramatic at all today. Okay. All right, here we go. Cece's mom, she loves dots. I assume you're talking about me, right? All right, now I'm going to do one here. Here we go. Bah! It's like magic, you guys. I love watching it. I'm going to do one here too. Ta-da! Okay, so we've watched that come to life. It brings some texture. It's really pretty. So now I'm going to go and take this. This is a Princeton No. 2 Neptune. Holds a lot of water. I just reviewed a bunch of these for Amazon yesterday. I'm using alcohol, 99% isopropyl alcohol on alcohol inks. And so I'm going to take this and just drag it across like this. And in a second, you'll be able to see what that looks like. I'm also going to go over it one more time, just with some extra alcohol. Might need to use a bigger brush that holds even more alcohol than this, because this is not quite as saturated as I would like for it to be. Let's try my number 10 and some more alcohol. So we'll brush it out like that. There we go. No, not as long as you keep it clean. I mean, you don't want to leave it in alcohol, but no, it won't hurt your brush to use it like this. And I'll probably just do another one right next to it. And again, you can leave it like this, or you could continue trying to smear some of that around like that. I'm just going to continue to dry the brush just a little to try to remove some of that ink, just to get it looking nice and fluid. There we go. Okay, so you can kind of see what that's starting to look like. And then I'm going to take this and rinse it in some water off to the side, because I think this one's a bit big for what I want to do next. Okay, and then for this one, I want to take something a little stiffer, which is this number 8 Princeton Heritage. That's what she said. And I'm going to take this and let's do maybe some, ooh, what do I want to do here? I was going to do some like swirly looking floral thing, but now I'm kind of scared because none of it looks florally. Let's see what this looks like if I drag it through here one more time. Okay. I think my frustration is that this isn't lifting it all off the paper. So I think this is just a paper thing, because normally you get a nice line that just kind of runs through it that looks really cool without all the stuff still underneath it. But that's okay. Okay, so let's maybe do some really big ring drops. So we can start here and just go here and drop ring after ring after ring after ring, just really making it big like this. And then we'll give that a minute to dry, and then we will do it again to kind of give it that expansion. And while that's doing that, we'll come over here. Let's do one right here. I'm going to kind of move this around so it's a little more even. All right, so we're going to leave that, and I'm going to see what this will do. If I try to lift it, and if not, then I can kind of work this into being part of the design. And then maybe we can do something similar over here. I do not like that pink there. It's not going to lift though. It is not. It is alcohol ink paper. Not very good alcohol ink paper, for that matter. So with alcohol ink paper, generally, if you take, and I'm using 99% isopropyl, so it's very strong, it should remove everything here, but it doesn't. So that's usually a paper issue. Yupo paper is also supposedly really good. I do have Yupo paper somewhere, but I don't know where. 2 is very well too. I'll have to try that. I'm guessing it would need to be glossy, not luster. All I have is luster because I don't like glossy photo paper. All right, so I'm going to hit this with the heat gun just to get it to dry faster. And I suspect, again, because it's not lifting the way that it's supposed to through here, that I'm going to have a hard time adding additional layers of droplets to this. But let's see. So we're basically just trying to make multiple rings in this same large ring by adding more alcohol ink to it, or I'm sorry, alcohol to it, which is supposed to lift up additional pigment. Oh no! Man down. It kind of looks like a fish. These little fishy fins right here, and then comes around this way. Oh, sorry guys. It's Yupo, Y-U-P-O. Apparently you can watercolor on UFO paper too. I've never done that, but I want to try it just to see what it's like. I probably will. I just need to find my UFO paper first. All right, here's the deal. I don't like this. So I'm just going to add a little guy right here. Let him do his thing. I don't care where he goes or what he does. This one I'm going to leave alone. I'm just going to let it dry because I'm annoyed that I can't move this around and make some designs that I want to make. So I think we're kind of limited here in what we're able to do because of that. But I think we can still play around with some other concepts here. So rather than trying to move stuff around here, why don't we bring in some mixed media? Because you guys know how much I love mixed media. I'm worried about the laying down the middle. What is that for? Can you be a little more specific about the laying down the middle? I'm going to also wash these. Oh, the line. So it's just supposed to be for fun. This right here. So you can make all sorts of different designs in your watercolor, or not watercolor, your, oh my gosh, your, see, alcohol brain, apparently, in your alcohol ink. And so what I was going to do was make multiple lines next to each other. And it was going to look kind of stripy. However, because this is not really picking up the way a typical one would, it's not giving me the effect that I want. So I'm just kind of leaving it there. But if you want me to keep going with that, I'm happy to show you some additional, like what that would continue to look like. So it would just continue to look stripy. Just this one isn't very good at it, apparently. I'm going to just add a lot of extra alcohol to it and let it sit on those lines. And actually, probably a better way to do that. It's too late now. Probably a better way to do that would be to use this, but this one doesn't give me quite as much control as I was looking for. So maybe take this and so what it's supposed to do is separate the ink out to both sides, and it gives you kind of this, you know what though? It's just play. I don't care if I ruin it. I mean, maybe you do, and I'm sorry. I apologize. But the thing is, I'm not going to know unless I do it, right? And I know this isn't going to be a masterpiece. It's beautiful, but I also don't mind because I'm learning as I do it. So I'm all good if it doesn't end up looking the way that I want it to look. I'm just kind of adding some of these lines in addition just to try to get that effect that I want. I'm finding if I puddle it more, I can see a little bit more of those lines that I'm trying to get. Yeah. But I think you'll appreciate it once I can sort of show you the effect that I'm going for. It's just supposed to be kind of an upset in the flow of the background, but still be colorful and alcohol-y. I'm just waiting for this to dry a little bit. Let's see. I think I can get away with going this way one more time. All right, I'm going to bring it a little closer just so you can start to see what's happening here. Do you see all those lines going through? Yeah, I'm going to do that in just a second. No, I have not. I've stained clothing with alcohol ink on accident. But yes, so you can see what I'm talking about there a little bit. This is not working out as well, but that's okay. All right, let me hit this with my heat gun. So even though the alcohol itself is dry, the paper is still pretty saturated, as evidenced by how wrinkled it is, which you might not be able to really tell on camera. So I'm just kind of giving it an extra push of dryness so that the next part doesn't like hurt the paper. So I think what I'll do is kind of pick it up and dry it from the back a little bit, as you can see here. All right, there we go. Let me cap some of these so that I don't accidentally hit them and then hate my life. So do that. And also cap this and this. Messy boy. Me. Apparently not. What? See? Hate my life. And see what I did? All right. Don't do it. There. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. I have not done an alcohol ink video yet, so this is super fun for me. Hopefully it's super fun for you too. This one is a mess. And these are just like cheapo ones I got on Amazon. Like, I don't even know what brand it is. Picasso, maybe? I think is maybe how you say it. All right, so I got those cleaned up. Didn't even end up using a Q-tip, you guys. And then let me just clean this off my desk right quick. Glad you guys are loving this. As you can see, it makes a gigantic mess. And that is why I try to clean it as I go. I know it's not fun to watch me clean it, but it is what it is. It just, once you like start messing with it, you can see. No, I think it's supposed to be Picasso, but it's Picassio. P-I-C-C-A-S-S-I-O. I think it's supposed to be a play on Picasso. But it's like if you don't clean it, then it's just going to rub off on everything. So better to just get it cleaned up. See how that one little splotch, well, you can't see the splotch, but that one little splotch just did all of this. So sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, it's just getting worse. It's like there's little flecks on my desk of dried ink that I am somehow coming across and wetting and making it worse. Okay, we're just gonna be done with that. Okay, let me take these off and we're gonna bring in some of my favorite gold ink. Let me find my gold ink and bring it over here. And I think we might even bring in Lori's recommendation of the white pen. This is alcohol ink. Yes. How are you, Just Caldor? Nice to see you again. Let's see. Where is my gold ink? There it is. It's hiding from me. All right, there's a lot of different ways you can do this part. No, but I have with mica powder, which is what it's made of. I have tons of mica powder. But I usually use that for resin. But I don't intend on doing resin on here because that I definitely wear a respirator for. And like I said, I can't really talk when I use a respirator. I will never not wear a respirator with resin. Okay, so I'm using this cheapo 20-20 X-Liner Master's Touch. It's great. I'm going to go into my ink. This is the Winsor & Newton Gold ink. It's my favorite ink on the planet. And what we're doing here is just highlighting some areas that we really want to pop. And so I think what I'm going to do is kind of just go along some of these edges here that are really like crinkly looking. Hopefully you can see this. You know what? Let me zoom in so you can see this better. It's going to look wonky for a sec. All right. So like these little areas right here, and this is going to be like on the inside. Tell you what, let me do it this way. So this is going to be, oh my gosh, this is going to be like on the inside of this crinkled part. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wipe that off. I don't want to get my arm all pink because this doesn't come off very easily ever. All right, is come up onto kind of the tip of the brush. And we're just going to start by kind of lifting and pressing because we don't want a super even line. We want it jagged just like the line beneath it. And we want, you can have a break in the line if you want, but what we want is, in my opinion, a consistent line that kind of follows that. And as you lift and press, you'll kind of get that jaggedy looking line. And it doesn't need to follow it precisely, but you do want to make sure that as you're following it, you don't start following another line on accident. And this kind of almost gives it somewhat of an agate look, which I like personally. Hopefully you guys can still see that. Here comes the magic. Yep. And like I said, I don't mind if the line's broken up a little bit. Like right in here, I like that. I think it looks somewhat natural. And I wouldn't necessarily go all the way to the end. Because the line sort of disappears here, I would let that disappear there and then just bring it back right there. And I would say this is done for that. You could also go over some of it and make it like a lot thicker if you wanted to. So like right here, I might take this and really just play up this curvature here. You could also break off some additional veining like this if you wanted. It's really up to you how much you want to do or how little you want to add to it. I think when you can add some inconsistencies, it tends to really bring more visual interest to the piece. Hopefully this is showing up a little bit better for you. I know it's hard to see. But do you see how there's like this break right here, and then it kind of comes back there? Yeah. And then that gold ink really just stands out. Oh, to do it yourself. I see. So yeah, and you can do that along all these lines. You can do some of them. You could do other ones, like this one's really pretty. I'll probably do that here and then maybe cross it this way. Another thing you could also do is gold foil. You guys know I love my gold ink. I also love my gold foil, but it is a pain to do because I get sticky every single time. What type of paper are you using? I am using alcohol ink paper. I wouldn't recommend this one just because it's not my favorite. I am not a pro with alcohol ink. Okay, this is like the first time I've done it in probably 5 years. But this is good enough paper. Bright Creations alcohol ink paper, 20 sheets. There's the SKU if you want to try to screenshot it and look it up later. Yeah, hopefully that helps. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so let's, I'm trying to not get this in there. Tell you what, I think I can move this now. I'll just hold it with my knees apparently. All right, so this one I'm going to do a little differently. I'm going to do it on the inside here instead of on the inside of this vein here, because I want to be able to, I didn't even know there was paper for out. Yeah, there is. Somebody said photo paper works really well. I'm guessing it's glossy photo paper. But I want to be able to cross some of these veins. So I'm going to do it on the inside here instead. So I'm going to start here just for now. And again, you can break up these lines or whatever you want. I'm going to leave that like that. And then let me just kind of attach these because I decided I don't like that. And then here, I'm going to just keep going like this. Grab a little bit more. I can tell my glitter is kind of thinning here, so I'm going to have to stir up my ink again here shortly. And then what I'm going to do is bring this down like this. And then maybe add just a little right here. Then just add one here that's not even touching. And then, of course, we want to accentuate some of these areas. So I'll probably bring this one a bit wider. And I'm just choosing at random. Because there are some areas of this line that I like the way that I've done. So I wouldn't necessarily make those thicker. So I just kind of choose based on what area I like the least. There we go. Maybe we'll do this one right here. Gotta stir this up. Yeah, not porous is definitely a must. And maybe that's why I don't like this paper. Maybe it's slightly porous and that's why I can't get a perfect lift out of this. I swear I have another paper that I can, but I don't know where it is. All right, this area I'll thicken a little bit. And then I think probably that's too much. Hang on, let me lift that. All right, that's just gonna have to be too much. What I'll probably do is just kind of separate this into like a second vein. Maybe this one just has a vein that kind of comes out and fades. Another one that kind of comes out and fades like that. Same maybe here, but it starts a little thicker at the top. So again, kind of giving it that agate look. So there's a whole lot that you could do here. I tend to really like using the gold on the darker parts because they really stand out well. I'm going to bring this in over here. And I got another stirring stick. So I'm going to bring this in. I love using just a little skewer to stir up my alcohol ink because all that glitter starts to fall back to the bottom. And then you don't get as much glitter on your brush. So, all right, so I'm going to go over here and let's do this one right here. And then we'll add one, probably right here is good. Make this one a little thicker and then end it on a thin note. And just jagged, make this edge a little more jagged there. And then maybe put one in here too. You could also add some gold dots. You know I love my dots. These are not dots. These are more like lines. Let's try that again. Okay, I can't get good dots. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, let's grab some more. Head over here. And I think this one looks pretty good, but I'm going to try to squeeze just a little bit of a line in here. That's a nice dark part of the blue. And maybe another one right over here. This one can be a little bit thicker. There we go. Let's see here. Let's do another one because this is a very heavily lined area that I think we can take advantage of. And so I'd like to maybe add just a little bit right here. Again, picking up and pressing down to get that variation in line. Let's do this one right here. This one's going to be really thin in there and then pick up as we go. Let's turn this way and do a little bit in here. My hand's all shaky from my coffee now. There we go. Now we're going to hop on over to here. I kind of like just the one line. I feel like it doesn't overwhelm the painting. I might do one more, but I'll consider it after I do this next part. So I'm going to start over here and identify this little guy here. This guy's a little too chunky. Get rid of some of that on my brush. Try to get a little bit thinner of a line. There we go. Might bring this one in too because I like how dark that is. Okay. You guys can hear my sniffles starting again. I thought I got to blow it all out my nose this morning before I got on here. All right, let's do this one. Look at how beautiful that is on this magenta. Come on, come on. Gorgeous. Kind of want to bring this one in too. Okay. This is where I feel like the meditative side of art really comes in, because it's easy to just get lost in doing this aspect of it. It's like I forget to talk because I'm just kind of mesmerized by the process and just really enjoying looking at all the colors and kind of just feeling the painting as it's coming out. And you know, you guys get it because you're artists. Yeah, me too. This is that whole trust the process thing. Trying to add just a little bit of wiggles in here just to make it a little more interesting. Okay. Grab just a little one over here so it's not left out. It doesn't feel like it's been left out. I do want to bring in some additional veining on some of these just to continue some of those offshoots that we talked about earlier. There. Okay, so you can already see how much more alive it looks, right? One of the things I worry about in art is becoming sedentary and not exercising. You just have to make time for it. It's one of those things that like you just have to make sure you do. For me, I have had a really rough last year with the exercise department. So I had, for the previous 4.5 years, had been doing karate. I had gotten my first degree black belt and was working on my second degree. And then I had a sinus surgery that turned into having to be on long-term antibiotics. And one of them had a black box warning for sudden tendon rupture. And they told me I had to stop doing that type of exercise, and really I was devastated. And then I lost my job on Halloween, and I kind of just let myself go. And I wasn't cleared until December to go back to karate. And by then, of course, I couldn't afford to go back. So now I do walk. I do sometimes lift some weights. I do sometimes continue my own karate practice in the garage on the bag that we have. However, I've been sick for weeks, and I currently am out of breath just talking half the time. So until I'm better, I am sedentary. I mean, I do get up and I move around, but it's nothing like actual, like getting exercise in. So I think what's important is just making sure that you set aside time every day. I don't like exercising first thing in the morning, and I don't like exercising in the evening. I'm just too tired. So typically my usual exercise time is just before lunch, usually around 11. But yeah, I very much miss my karate family and going to karate and feeling strong, and like my stamina is not at all what it used to be. I used to compete. I have a state title in it from 2023. Actually, I have a couple state titles in it from 2023, but this is just how it goes. I'm just not young anymore, you know what I mean? All right, so I do think I want to bring in a little bit more. I don't know if I want to go all the way like I did with this one, but maybe like part of the way here. So I'm going to bring this, and I think I'm going to like really chunk it up over here because this is where this really dark vein is. So I am going to bring this in here. But yeah, my sinus surgery this was my second sinus surgery, and hopefully my last, but I had it done at Mayo, so it was extremely involved. It was deep, the deep facial kind, where they had to like separate my my facial plane from like bone and break bones and all that stuff. So it was a mess. It was a really rough recovery too. And then I acquired 2 antibiotic resistant infections from the surgery, and ended up having to go to infectious diseases to get put on long-term antibiotics for it. It sucked. But someday I will be strong again. That day is not today. So I want to make sure that this line is jagged, because it's easy as you start going through all of this to start to go a little too fast, and then the lines get a little too smooth and look a little too perfect. And so we want to make sure we're not doing too much with that. I think I want to add just a little bit more over here. Just a few indications. I don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to just add a little bit right here. And then maybe one right here. Another right here. There we go. All right. I think that's a good stopping point for the gold ink, with the exception of one thing. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Cece's mom is saying that you are in a season of rest physically. It's really hard to be in a season of rest, especially long term, because you're used to being one way, and then all of a sudden it's like you feel like, for lack of a better term, FAT and lazy. And you know that you're not those things, but you can't force yourself into being those things right now. And it feels like it was only supposed to be temporary, but it's gone on for over a year now. And I feel like there's always some sort of setback. And right before my sinus surgery, it was like I was having all these weird issues, and it turns out my B12 was extremely low, and that was causing a lot of my symptoms. But the overarching thing was my sinus issues, because I basically don't have a right frontal sinus here. It never developed. And then this one was completely scarred shut from my previous sinus surgery, so nothing could drain. And so I was just constantly having these horrible headaches despite my migraine medication, because it wasn't migraine. It was this being so full that it couldn't drain, and just constant sinus infections and whatnot. Anyway, so it's like once we got one problem fixed, another problem happened, and they sent me for like all these full workups at Mayo and stuff. And that's when they found out I had the hole between my upper chambers, which isn't really, it doesn't affect me really, except it explains my migraines. But it's a lot of like, okay, that's great. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's great. But like all the deconditioning that's happened over the year has just like got me to a point where I'm just like, you know, yeah, now I am draining, which is great. But now I'm on Topamax, and you saw how long that has put me back so far. I'm trying to recover from that. So still dealing with this, still very much short of breath. So doing any sort of cardio is difficult. Doing anything really around the house, I get really short of breath really fast. So anyway, okay. So we are just about done with this. I want to bring in some of this gel pen that Lori recommended to me. Just want to bring in a little bit of white because I like white. I don't know how it's going to look. I'm a little scared, not going to lie. So I think maybe we'll bring it in kind of a less conspicuous area and just see how it looks. So usually when I'm doing like alcohol ink on my iPad and I bring in the white, I just kind of bring it in behind the vein here, because I feel like it just brings in a little extra something. I feel like I can't see it at all, you guys. Yeah, the white corner. No, I'm just too out of breath. I mean, even bending over, I get out of breath. Walking to my car, I'm out of breath. And I think it's just this walking, I think it's a walking pneumonia, but I'm still on antibiotics and all that stuff. I'm going to reach out to my doctor again later today because I'm supposed to finish my antibiotics soon. Actually, I think day after tomorrow. But we'll see. I'm confident that she'll get me taken care of, but it's just going to take some more time. All right, so here's some white. Not sure I'd love it. So I think I'm going to just say no. And I'll just kind of taper off the edge here. That was a little too tapery. All right, there we go. Yep, I'm just going to leave it like that. And I think it's done. What do you guys think? I think, yes, the better doctor. I think if we were to put a mat board over this and like only show like, you know, this part, it would look really good. I was going to put some gold splatter on it. That's right. I knew there was something I was forgetting with the gold that I started to say, and then I got distracted because I'm easily distractible. All right, let's grab this brush. This is a number 8 Princeton Heritage. I'm just going to get it wet because I want it to slop everywhere. And I'm just going to boop, 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 boop. Did I get it? Okay, good. That should be good enough. Now, let me dry it real fast, and then we will be done. Okay, Susie's mom. All right, that's about as close to done as I think it's going to get. So you can see the little gold splatters now. They're not as obvious when they're wet. So yeah, I do have a toothbrush, but it's more messy than I care for. So I just use my brush. There we go. I'm going to zoom out. There we go. Look at my desk, you guys. It's like, who killed purple and pink? Awesome. So this is the final piece. I'll probably cut it down just to get these edges off. And who knows where it'll end up. But I like it. I like it a lot. This was super fun. Smile, thank you for the recommendation to do this today. And because this is going in a replay, I'm just going to put this here for when Jill, aka JRW, ends up watching it. I did this just for you, boo, and you didn't show up. Where were you? Just saying. Maybe you're feeding the chickens. Maybe you're not. I don't know. But here you go. Okay, so. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody. Love you.